love if we came down and took that overnight low, bounced off the half back, laddered back up, and went and made new highs. That's really what I'd like to see. Love to see it come on down into this area here and give us this type of action. I'd love that. That'd be great. Something along these lines here. And not even get close to that 1175. Show strength by not having to get there. But grab the liquidity. I'm cool with that. Test the half back. I'm cool with that. Good morning, Leonard. So we are streaming on YouTube today, guys. If you're a member of some other group and you think it might be beneficial to them, feel free to share the stream. And of course, if you're a member of mine, you can always invite any trader onto our Zoom. Just ask me and I'll say yes. And it's okay. Good morning, Frank. So this is what I'd like to see here. Now, if we did what we did yesterday, where we opened and went and had a 30-point straight up candle, well, that's something. Let's pretend we open up right here. Where's a 30-point candle? I'm just curious. Put it basically right here at that halfback. I'm totally cool with that. So given the bulls the full benefit of the doubt, I was watching it last night, but when we got that 15-point candle, I just went, I'm out. I'm not going to worry about trying to get me an entry. That red candle right there, that 15-point candle, and that overnight I went, I'm out. No need in trying to force anything here in the overnight session after a 185-point move. And then we stayed in this tight little range all day, and that candle put it right back in the middle of all that chop. I just went, nah, no thank you. So no big deal. There'll be lots of range this week, I envision. Tomorrow's FOMC, we will be here in the morning and the afternoon. Make sure that aligns with your personal trade plan. Just because we're live doesn't mean you need to actually be on the chart. Or you can be on the chart, but does your DOM have to be open? Can you watch price action for the love of price action without feeling the need to pull the trigger? So a near flat VWAP. It was slightly upward slanting. Now we're just back to flat. We're in the middle of the overnight range, denoted by the yellow railroad tracks on your essentials indicator. So we're just in the middle of the overnight range. If you want to trade an edge, we are not there. The edge would exist more here. And once again, I love the halfback. And NQ is weaker. So if ES gets to the halfback, NQ will probably be at yesterday's low. And if those two things occur at the same time, that can definitely aid in any bounce off the halfback. So we'll monitor that as well. So members on Zoom, I am juggling between two computers this morning. I've got the Zoom going on the laptop. And for people who are watching on YouTube, my main computer has been periodically just shutting down. And if that happens today, if that happens today and the stream disappears, it'll just disappear. I won't come back. I need to focus on my own trading and the group. So I'm Zooming on the laptop and streaming on my old iMac. And I'm just resistant of getting a new computer yet. I was looking at them yesterday, though. I'd love them to come out with a 27-inch iMac. That's with the M4. That would be a no-brainer for me. Otherwise, it's a Mac Mini, and I got to get another monitor, and which is fine. But I really love these iMacs. It's the only thing I've ever used from Apple. but I really don't want to go down to a 24-inch. And I haven't used a PC in so long, I would feel like a monkey trying to use a wrench. So I'm going to stick with Mac. These machines last me 10 years almost every time, so I'm very happy with them. You know, and it really was impressive yesterday of how we just bounced off that strong level. I'm sure y'all watched the AM briefing, but boy, that was really impressive. You know, we said in yesterday's Zoom, how many times can it bounce off a level? And I said, I've seen it bounce 20 something times. I'm not sure that happened yesterday, but boy, it was, if you count the number of candles that touched it, that was a lot. So that was cool. Um, so obviously this strong level and this strong level has played a pivotal role in the overnight session. So can it get underneath there? It'll be interesting. We came and touched that strong level. We came over to the top of it, bounced off the top, and then came back in. Remember tomorrow's FOMC? Today could just stink. It literally could just stink. And that's okay. I can't complain. I had a fantastic entry yesterday morning on that 1775. I was just a little too aggressive in moving my stop in and missed a beautiful 20 pointer. My goodness. Oh well. Price looks happy to do nothing. We open in 7 minutes. Let me double check Forex Factory while I'm sitting here. We do have consumer confidence at the top of the hour and the Richmond Manufacturing Index. The consumer confidence is a survey of 3,000 households, which they ask respondents to rate the relative level of current and future economic conditions. Pardon me, including labor availability, business conditions, and overall economic situation. And then the Richmond Manufacturing Index, which I always thought was interesting, but a survey of 75 manufacturers in the Richmond area, asking them basically the same questions, but it's just business conditions with shipments, new orders, and employment. So on my main computer, I'm going to put a little countdown timer for the 9 o'clock. I'm juggling a few balls here and use technology to help you. So 35 minutes to news. You want to wait till the first 30 minutes is over? That's cool. But once again, I'd really like to see that scenario right there pretty much happen. Richmond, north of Richmond. That's right. All right. So we're going to slide you over a little bit. That's just kind of what I'd like to see. And a lot of times when the bulls are really strong, I don't get what I would like to see because they're too strong to do that. I'm kind of mapping out what I think is ideal. Of course, this same exact thing could happen down here. You know, same exact thing could happen down there at that level. So either of those would work, right? And I wouldn't be surprised to see us just go straight up and ladder over the overnight high and just get going and close the gap from Sunday. What do I know? We'll trade the levels as they develop. No prediction trading needed. But it is a good idea to always map out your next long, your next short, and just know what would that look like? What would be my next short? I honestly have no clue. Um, I'm not interested in shorting anything above my head here. We probably would have to lose this 1175 for me to even say, all right, have things changed? At this moment, I've got to give the lean to the bulls until proven otherwise. So at this point, I'm really only looking for longs in all the wrong places. Looking for longs in all the wrong places. Looking for shorts in too many places. I wish I could sing. That would be a fun song. All right, so we are in the middle of the overnight range. There's really nothing here for me. Um, I kind of have the RTH high marked out as the actual trading hours, not the little extended hours. So you might have your RTH high differently. When it goes up, sometimes you talk about a level to break above for a bounce entry. That'd be the overnight high. That'd be the overnight high. I'd love it to take out the overnight high with a vengeance. Come back and test it. I'll take that long. So let's say we opened up and just went straight up, ripping that overnight high, a new one. Comes back to the overnight high, I would take that long. Is that what you're speaking of? Yeah. Um, I personally would prefer to see it come down, of course, and grab that the overnight low, bounce off the half back. That would really be nice. So we'll see what happens. We open in 2 minutes. There's no short I'm interested in. I mean, you can always take an overnight high short. Um, those work more times than not, but bulls are in control, in my opinion, loosely. So I'm going to resist that trade. I'm going to resist that trade. Your mileage may vary. Certainly not telling you what trades to take or not to take. None of this is financial advice. This is just one trader's opinion. I mean, I would really think this RTH halfback would be strongly defended. It'll be interesting to see the opening. All right. One more minute. Good time to refresh your coffee, your water. Do some stretching. I'm going to stand up and stretch. Stretching is so good. So back and forth through the VWAP. The VWAP to me here offers very little value. I might end up deleting it off my chart this morning. I don't like superfluous lines on my chart. Three of the indices are above their VWAPs. NQ is still the one with weakness. We are open. If you're new to my group in the essentials indicator, in the settings tab, you can turn your opening to a horizontal line. And that's the horizontal line you see on my chart. That dotted line. All right, an opening push down. Come on down. 30 minutes to red folder. Battle of the VWAP. We opened at yesterday's extended trading time high. Certainly nothing here for me. I at least need the London low or the Asia low, which is the overnight low. Opening 3-minute candles and 8-pointer. We should about be used to that by now, right? Is it going to push it down to a 15-pointer? He's got another minute, man. Straight down push. So next eyeballs are going to be coming to the London overnight low and monitoring what happens there. Still 30 seconds on this candle. Ooh, we might get a 15-point candle out of the gate, my friends. Here, I want to keep it there till candle closes. No 15-point candle, but boy, that had to be close. 14.5, I think. My goodness. Many times you'll see it not actually grab the London or Asia low and ladder back up when the bulls are really strong. So this could be a tell here how strong the bulls are, that it doesn't even need to grab that liquidity. We're still inside the first 6 minutes. As I said, one of my ES mentors told me to never, ever trade the first 6 minutes. Your mileage may vary. All right, let's take the London low, and then we will monitor to see what happens. It'd be the first checkpoint of a ladder back trade. Exact opposite opening of yesterday. A little bit of a battle here. 24 minutes to news. 30 more seconds to the first 6 minutes is over. Coming into the London low here. First 6 minutes is over. All right, let's see what's going to happen here at this level. Go to a 30-second chart now. Let's drop this thing down. All right, come on down to the London. Let's go. I'm at the Asia. See if NQ is traveling to yesterday's low as we're traveling to the half back. And we wait. I don't need the London line there anymore. I see it by the color of the rectangle. Come on down. Come on down. These are the next three key levels, 32, 27, and 11. We will monitor for what happens at these levels. I wouldn't necessarily have a limit order just setting there. I'm going to monitor to see what happens. We get back into the London range. I will aggressively be looking for a long. The bulls still control until proven otherwise. "20 minutes to news." For those people who are watching on YouTube, just to alert you every now and then, here recently, my main computer has been closing down from time to time. If that happens, the stream will end and I will not be back. But for those people on Zoom, I'm zooming off my laptop, so should be zero issues. If you took that short off the London low, be protective now. I'm just not ready to short yet. I would need to see us lose something down here. See if we can pop this. As far as RTH is concerned, it's laddering down, taking into consideration the bigger picture. The bulls, like as I said, slightly control. And so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise. So it accomplished one goal. It took the London low. Now, if we pop back up over the 44.25, like I said, I'll probably aggressively be looking for a long. I would prefer to come on a little further down, but we don't control that. All we can do is follow price. No prediction trading. First 10 minutes of trading's done. Come on down. Go back to a 3-minute chart. This is kind of what Don't need to be in every move and gyration. All right, come on down. "17 minutes to news." Very interested to see what happens off the halfback, as NQ is probably hitting its yesterday's low. Even if I'd have taken that London low short, I would not have survived a double tap on that. So, trying to be careful with my trade card. I typically like to give myself only 3 entries. Come on down. My cat wants in. I'll be right back. Got spaghetti in the crock pot for tonight. Gonna make some fresh milled flour and make some French bread rolls for tonight. Can't wait. House is smelling good, is why I said that. Let that sauce cook all day. My goodness. Let me go check everybody else. All right, come on down. Come on. We can be patient. Mm-hmm. Well, at least we're getting movement in the RTH session here. That's nice. All right, push on down.
Bigger picture, single prints, ranges.
First 15 minutes of trading's over. 15 minutes to news. Once again, we get over this 44.25. I'll be looking to be long. I'd prefer to push further down, though, like we outlined initially. Come on. There we go. Push it on down the road. All right, we're at the half back. All right, let's see what happens. And Q get to the low. Not They didn't get there at the same time, did they? All right. So we're waiting for evidence of laddering back. See if the halfback is going to defend it. Like I said, we get under this 1175. I'm going to start switching my lane here from, well, looks like the bulls have given up their control. See if we can get back up over the halfback here. 10 minutes to red folder event. Let's see if the 27 is going to defend again. Should be first ladder if that happens. This is where the bulls really want to defend. Okay. First ladder. If you took it, be protective now. Getting kind of close to the news driver. Defended right where it needed to. Come on, I know some of y'all are long. There we go. Very nice. Now try to stay long on this, Josh. I don't know how many you entered, but if you entered certainly with more than one contract, keep one back. Give it every chance. Six minutes to news. Certainly a risky time to be entering a trade or looking for a trade. A little bit of a different time. I would have went long there at 31.50. But because of the time, I'm not. But if you're already long off the first ladder, try to stay in the trade. You could just be in the trade of the day as we mapped out. I mean, I mapped that out pretty well, didn't I? I just don't like how we're 5 minutes before red folder event. So I'm just not going to take it. Ugh. Sometimes you get squeezed by time. To me now, you Josh, you can lock a couple points and just move your hands free and let it go. And then if we can get past this news driver, we'll look for an opportunity to add to your winning trade. Nice job. 4 minutes to news. It's a no trade zone by time for me. And that's why I did not take that 31.75 long. All right. Certainly characteristics of laddering up as we outlined for the market opening. Man. Slightly disappointing. I'm not in it, but I don't like to enter 5 minutes before a red folder event, nor at the top of the hour. So, but if you took the first ladder, you're in a really good position. You got a 10 pointer right here. Now you want it to get over that 44 if you're long, of course. Very nice. So if you're watching on YouTube, this is what we do every day. We map out our trades. We wait for them to happen. We get into them. Not everybody takes every trade. I didn't take this long because of the time of the red folder event. It's okay. I'll just have to wait for my next entry. Two and a half minutes.
Stretch.
Certainly a good time to stretch, 2 minutes before the top of the hour. Thanks, Jackie. Come on, get up there. Hey, Josh. I think he's our newest member. Come on, get up there. All right, 1 minute to news. Man, I cannot wait till my voice comes back 100%. All right, final minute. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. And our mapped out. Beautiful. Cannot complain. You still long too, James? Man, I'm not going to miss the trade. There's another high probability trade around the corner, right? There is. Maybe it'll come on down here to 11. Give me an even better entry. But I doubt it. Think it did exactly what it needed to do. And it'll just be the next entry for me. All right. I want to remove this, remove this, remove this path. I'll use that in the AM briefing tomorrow.
Single prince.
All right. Top of the hour. And the data is out. Gotcha, James. Thanks. All right. Josh, if this thing pops the 44.25, somewhere above this 44.25, we'd be looking for an opportunity to add to your winning trade. Well, dang it. There's your 20 pointer. I think locking in 10 points is very prudent and very safe. If we can ladder back, if we can ladder over this RTH high, it'll be great. How much less stressful was trading this morning than when you have traded on your own? Way less stressful. I would have been out of this trade way before this on my own. Yep. You got to hold. You got to hold. We get over the opening, you can lock in a 20 pointer. All right, a pivotal spot here. I'm going to switch over and look at the indices. Just very pivotal here. If you're long, you want to try to stay long. If we can get over the opening, you are going to be home free. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't regret not entering the trade. It was 5 minutes before the red folder event. I just going to be more safe than not necessarily sorry. I mean, one losing trade is never going to hurt me, but it was the right decision discipline wise. Well, I couldn't be happier with our mapped out trade. It'll make an easy AM briefing, won't it? When we review today's trade. And that's all you need. You just need this one trade. You don't need any more trades today. You don't need any more. Now, you did 27. So if you wanted to go ahead and lock in a 20 pointer at the 47, just because that's a really beautiful thing. I think you can safely lock in your 20 pointer and you're not going to be disappointed. Yep. You know, and if that's all price does, we cannot complain, can we? So congrats on locking your 20 pointer. It is behind the strong level. So hopefully that'll help hold price up. Come on, pop the opening. Get up there. Maybe you'll get you a 50 pointer today, you know? To me, the opening probably holds the key. How far did I draw this arrow? Yeah, look at that. Maybe that thing will get up there for you, man. That would be a wild second day. Yes, it would be. Well, and you waited. You allowed that laddering down to happen without any FOMO. I don't know if you actually had FOMO, but We allowed that to happen. We drew out our trade. We waited for our trade. We called out first ladder, which is a little more risky. Second ladder was too close to the news for me, but if you were already long, you had to stay with it because price did as we mapped out, which made a whole lot of sense to me. So you're at a 30 pointer right now, right? Yep. So let's see where your 50 pointer is because you went long here. Take out the overnight high, which is totally doable. 50 pointers at the next strong level above the overnight high. It's got to get over the opening. How many contracts do you have remaining? Yeah, me too, James. Oh, dude. Then here's what you need to do. Put two of them at 20 points, put one of them at 10 points. Don't move the 10 pointer unless you can capture 50. So put two of them at 20 points. Put one of them at 10 points. And either it gets you out at 10 points or to get you out at 50. Looks like they're rejecting off the opening. Once again, we don't know what's going to happen. All we can do is follow price. Still didn't get you on your two 20 pointers. Twenty minutes to IB highs and lows. A little early on that marking, but that's okay. All right. Several factors here to push price back up. Now, if it clears the opening, Josh, and comes back and back tests the opening, that could be a really great add to your trade. It's a risk-free add-on because it's impossible for the entire trade to lose money. And would give you practice of adding to a winning trade. It's got to get over the opening, though. Yeah, and Pappy brings out a good point. If you're in a drawdown account, and I mean, there might be other factors there. Um, Not a drawdown account. Okay, you're in a static account. That makes the most stress-free trading to me. So you can have two contracts there at your 20 points, keep one at your 10 points. And if you really wanted to force yourself some discipline, we could talk about because the ideal stop, well, I don't think there is one on a 3-minute chart. There's not. There's not. We're having to be on a 1 minute. I think you're perfectly fine. Two at 20, one at 10 points. And if this thing can clear the opening here, and like I said, clear the opening, back test the opening, that could be a place for you to add to your trade. Very nice. The bulls defended where they needed to. This morning's tip of the day. I had a long at 48, which was the yesterday's what I considered the RTH high. It did not get there, so it did not get me in. Jeez. Are you smiling or what right now, Josh? Isn't it amazing how you can be in the profit and you're still like nervous? Like it's impossible for you to lose. So let's see if we can pop the opening. Now, if you wanted, you can put one at 30 points, one at 20 points, and one at 10 points. Come on, pop the opening. Get your butt up there. Come on. Yep. You are home free, my friend. So, well, dang it, man. I almost took the 27 long, that first ladder. Um, oh well. Back to the drawing board.
Bigger picture. Ranges.
And so, Josh, just so you know, when you get into a trade in the group, you want help managing your trade, you just let us know you're in it, and we'll give you our best advice and try to stay in the trade. Now, yesterday there was no stay in trades. It was sloppy, disgusting chop. It would have came back and got you every time. But this looks like we might have a nice little trend day here. We'll see. All right, let's see if the opening's going to hold price up. Oh, did you? Going to probably prove to be a costly error to calm your nerves. Sometimes I want you to feel those nerves. I want you to feel that tension. You are in a winning trade, in a static account. Drawdown's not an issue. That I'm not dare going to ask if you added at the opening right there. And I don't know if you would make any more money not getting out at those two contracts at 25. Um, Price could rip right back in right now and you would have ended up making more money. But what I do want you to do is mentally trade your three contracts. Let's say this thing pops up and runs to the overnight high there. I want you to be able to mentally trade that. Because had we done everything perfectly, you would still be long three contracts and you would have added at the opening. It popped the opening, it came back and retested the opening, and that's where we talked about adding to your trade. I don't know if you're going to make any more money. Like I said, it could vomit back in, but everything is in your favor. It's in your favor. You're never going to cry because you made 25 points on two contracts. That's for sure, right? But now mentally trade. And you still have one. And to me, that one, you could still lock 20 points on it. It doesn't need to be at 10 points now. Because technically, that's now a 1 minute break level, right? Where it came down. We've got to be able to survive those creation of the new break levels. Does that all make sense? I hope you don't think I'm beating you up or anything, because I'm certainly not. Where else can you have these discussions, That is the worst, James. That is the worst. Cool. Well, thank you for saying that. Well, I'm very happy with how it all mapped out. Uh, Too bad timing didn't allow me to be in the trade, but I could help you stay in your trade. So there's satisfaction there as well. Your coaching of newer traders is helpful, constant reinforcement. It is. Thank you, sir. Man, I certainly believe we saw it beautifully. executed beautifully. Now let's see if we can get Josh a 50 pointer today. Wouldn't that be cool? You know, and Josh, today would also probably end up being a good day for you to go back and do a candle by candle replay and trading those contracts perfectly instead of allowing, um, honestly, FOMO to get you out of those two contracts 20, 30, 40 points too early. To where you want to feel that tension. Where you want to feel that tension, and you got to be able to deal with that tension, especially when you're in the profit. Because this is the easiest, right here is the easiest money you're going to make this week, you know, and you cost yourself 20 points right there on two contracts. But Pappy was right. If you were in a drawdown account, you got to take that into consideration. So now you can move your stop up to a 30 pointer if you wanted. Now, when it gets up there to that next strong level, that's a 50 pointer. If you want to just capture your 50 pointer, I get it. But if you wanted to play what we call perfect chess, you kind of stay in it. But now price is running pretty strong.
Should I be trading? Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
Well, now I can't trade. I'm not going to chase this. I missed my entries. And it is what it is. Let's see where you are on this contract. All right, you're at 43 points. Isn't that cool? Come on, get up there. Get the boy his 50. Five minutes to IB highs and lows. I wouldn't be shorting this. I don't know if I need to say that out loud. As we said this morning, I was only looking for longs. I wanted it to pull back exactly and do what it did and gave us our entries. For me personally, too bad the timing of the news event was the way it was. And then on this pullback, I was going to add at 48, didn't get there. And so, oh well, I missed it. Now I'm not going to chase it. Disappointing. I tend to be juggling a lot of balls here, streaming on YouTube, streaming on Zoom, charting, trading, helping. It's awesome. I love it. Come on, get up there. What are you going to do, Josh? Are you going to capture your 50 pointer if it gets there? Or are you going to try to stay in the trade? You're not presented with 50 pointers very often. That said, you could have 100 pointer, if you wanted to. Nothing wrong with taking your 50 here, or put your stop behind that strong level at 67. If you said, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to let it go as much as I can. We got that strong level there at 67. Let me load my strong levels here on Zoom. You know what I mean? You got that strong level there at 67. That's your 40 pointer, right? Now it's coming into your 50. Congratulations, dude. On a 100K account, that makes a big difference. Because you only need make $625 or something. I forget what it is. You might have made it all on this one trade if we'd have stayed in those contracts.
Stretch.
Well, take your 50 and go for a walk, my friend. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me know when you get out. Congratulations, Josh. Very, very cool. Go take you a walk, talk to yourself about that trade, about the 2 contracts you got out at 25 points instead of putting it at the 20 and giving yourself that ability. But congratulations, man. Good job. Can you believe it? Second day in the room, you got a 50 pointer. I don't know if anybody's done that. Well, congratulations, my friend. All right. Well, I'm not chasing this, so there's no more trades for me. I'm really, I don't know if the right word's disappointed, but man, we mapped it out, saw it perfect, dropped in time frames, found our entries, just the red folders, it's a little nuts. But as we said, the bulls control until proven otherwise. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They defended exactly where they needed to defend. A thing of beauty. That is beautiful. Thing of beauty.
IB high low. IB high low.
IB high low. Man, he took his 50 pointer. Perfect.
Bigger picture.
Nothing wrong with that, my friend. All right. Overnight high, I no longer need. All right. I got 30 minutes. You never know. But I don't foresee me having an entry. Man. For members of the group, that is, power of like, I'm going to force myself to play perfect chess. It doesn't always work, right? I mean, sometimes price comes back. Yesterday would have been one of those days. You could have played perfect chess every time and it still came back. It was just a slop and chop day, not a trend day. But if we can get in on those trend moves and it keeps going, not playing perfect chess hurts you more times than not. Ask me how I know. It's sometimes hard not to take that 20, 30 point move. So now, Josh, what you want to do once you've uh, is continue to mental trade this. You do not need another trade today. You absolutely cannot enter another trade today. You're done. But you can continually to mental trade this and saying, okay, if I would have played perfect chess with my trades, especially the final runner, what would that have looked like? And I don't know the answer to that question. I agree. I entered pre-news with one contract by mistake. If I had more than one, I would have held through the news. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But hey, the timing of it just wasn't perfect. What do we do? And then I tried to go long again off the 48, yesterday's high against VWAP. I almost put my order at 50, but I put it at 48. I said, because it could have went back down to 44. Um, so no big deal. It is what it is. So it'll be a no trade morning for me. Doesn't mean we won't get an amazing trade in the afternoon. But my punch card is still good. And still got 27 minutes. I mean, technically we took the overnight high, okay, by a few points there, went to the strong level. Are we going to reverse this thing? I don't know the answer to that question. It looks like we're on the same train though, as far as all the indices right now. So still got to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt. But what a beautiful move up. Pardon me. What's he going to do off this strong level? All right, I took that long off the strong level. I'm going to lock in a point. Just small, not my ideal entry, but you are with the trend. You are against a strong level. I'm going to go ahead and lock in 2 points actually. And now I'm going to go hands free. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and lock 3 points. Nice little morning, I guess. Not the entry I wanted. But hey, at least I can say I had a green morning. And I still have a punch or two on my trade card. There we go. I'm going to lock 4 points. So it was only worth 1 contract of risk. So I don't have the option of keeping 1 back. Like, oh, 1 micro, but you do a 50 pointer there. 1 micro makes you 250. I mean, don't knock the micros. When we pop this and go fill the gap, I'm going to be in our beautiful trade. Come on. Knock it out. Let's blow the top. Come on. You don't need to go down anymore. Yeah, Zoom, my DOM is on my other computer, so that's why I can't show it to you. Come on, blow the top. Now, Josh, on a 1-minute chart, you would be developing a new break level, right? But you got to allow those pullbacks to happen to create the structure. Oh, come on. And if all I'll make is 4 points, that's okay. Takes that IB high, it'll be a 10 pointer. Trading was fairly simple today. That's not true every day, is it? But it was fairly straightforward today. Number of entries for everybody. Looks like it's going to come back and get me. Yeah, that's the only problem with this entry, right? It already had a 60-point move up from the low. So, how much follow through do I expect now? So, it's certainly at a point where you like the easy trades are over. So, no big deal. Small green morning. I'll take it. It all adds up. Can't all be Josh, This one disadvantage of entering with a single contract, but that trade location didn't tell me to enter with 3 contracts. So I didn't. Had it, I would have taken something off right there and I would have kept the other one back at break even. Captured 50% of the move and it's okay. Well, today would be a beautiful day for a prospective member to watch our trading this morning. All right. So that RTH half back, I'm going to leave it there though, just in case price comes back in. 48, somewhere here. So, tomorrow's FOMC, I don't know what the afternoon will bring. I'm going to lightly watch it like yesterday. Yesterday would have exhausted me had I watched it tick for tick. So I'll lightly watch it this afternoon.
Beta picture. Single prince. Ranges.
It's really nice where the Bulls defended. See right there. I'm so glad you capture 50% of the move. We don't know what's going to happen. You just have to follow price. The Bulls still control. I believe the proper play is to still look for longs, but it's getting a little long in the tooth here. Will that break? Will that little strong level defend 20 times today? We saw it yesterday. My goodness. Bulls control until proven otherwise. Let's go back to a 3-minute chart. Let's bring it back to home base. I'm going to remove the strong levels. Just have the candles there. Remove the strong levels. Let's just have the candles there. And just as a recap there, this is what we mapped out at the beginning of the opening. So actually before the opening, this is what we'd like to see happen. That happened. We had 2 entries. Unfortunately, they were bumping right up against a news event. Josh captured a 50 pointer off that. We can't be too disappointed. I'm going to go ahead and close my DOM. Quit Tradeovate Trader. So DOM is closed and it is what it is. The advantage here of trading with 3 contracts over 1 is you would have survived that pushback. It's okay. It was not a trade location that told me to trade 3 contracts. Let's go take a peek at everyone else. Train is trying to go up, up, and away. This is where NQ definitely needs to respond in kind. Play is still long or flat. At this point, I will be flat. I finally got 1 little entry. Made 4 points on it. $10 minutes to quitting time. Is anybody long? Because if so, you now have a pretty clear break level there to use. I would be targeting the gap fill. See if we can get to that 6105 area. That's the Sunday gap down high. That's not filling the gap, but that's where the high from Sunday is. And then, man, there's my 10 pointer. I just wasn't going to survive a double tap on that strong level.
Stop trading in 10 minutes. Only trade your best trading hours. Take a break. Walk away. Be done. Be content. Adjust risk settings.
So one last note, and we'll call it. You just heard it say adjust risk settings. Is Josh in here still? Is he gone? He's still in here. So what that is for me is adjust risk settings. Let's say I would have gotten into the entry you did, made 50 points on it, and you made 25, and you made 25. You're up 75 points. Prudent thing is to walk away. But if you really wanted to keep trading, I'm in a cash account. So I would go into my risk settings and say, okay, I'm up 75 points. I'm willing to give back 10 of those points. If I lose 10 of those points, go ahead and lock me out of my account. And so that's why that alert goes off right here at my quitting time. Because if for some reason I said I wanted to keep trading, but I also wanted to be smart and protect myself from myself, I would adjust those risk settings. Every entry has worked. I mean, we're dialed in. Could I continue trading? I could. But I would dial down the risk settings to protect myself from myself. But I'm only up 4 points. So for me, it's quit trading. I will take green over more. If I was up 75 points, I would be willing to probably risk a certain portion of that, but then lock me out. Now, if you were playing perfect chess on this long, you would still be long, by the way. We'll look at it at the end of the day, and I might make a post in the group about your entry and what perfect chess might have yielded, just for your own notes. You know what I mean? Hey, it's helpful for all of us. I often have to remind myself, you are going to play perfect chess no matter how much this hurts, how much discomfort you have, you're going to play perfect chess. Right? It's kind of wild to think if you hadn't have gotten out of those contracts there, you would be up 150 points instead of 75. You just don't know what day that's going to happen on. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday, that would not have happened. But the good thing is you see that potential. You know what I mean? You got to see lots of stuff in your first 2 days of membership. Well, YouTube, if you don't mind leaving me a like or a comment or something, and I think this was a fantastic stream for prospective members. I did it every Tuesday the month of January. I'll decide if I'm going to do that again next month. A lot of my members come to me because of these streams on Tuesday, so I might keep doing it. I don't know. Just beautiful. My goodness. Look how beautiful that is. Let's see where Pock is. Whoa. Look where Pock is, man. If you're long, you want to try to stay long. I wouldn't be countering this, is my parting advice. The default would be, if you were interested in a short, when can I short an uptrend? That's what we're in now. We're in an uptrend. When can I short an uptrend? You better have those rules solidified or you will hurt yourself and blow accounts. Trade with us long enough, you'll learn those rules. Man, I missed out on a little 10-pointer. My goodness, it did take the IB high. Okay. 98% of the time it's going to take out the IB high or low. So it'll be interesting to see if it gets up there. Josh, on your long, we talked about your stop being under this strong level. If you were wanting to go for more than 50, don't blame me for taking your 50, by the way. But we will talk at the end of the day. We'll do a perfect chess update on that trade, and it'll be educational for all of us. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. I'm going to take my break, rest my voice, be back in the afternoon to lightly watch it. Tomorrow's FOMC. No one would be shocked if we ended up doing nothing for the rest of the day or taking back the entire gap. If you're long, try to stay long, and I certainly wouldn't be looking to short this.